Here's a really cool technique that'll allow you to visualize a map independently of the material to which it is applied. All I need is an empty sample slot to do it. I've got my logo material active, and I'll just go down here and click on this bump map button and drag it up to that empty sample slot. When I release the mouse button, I get a pop-up dialog asking, do you want an instance or a copy? And as we saw earlier in the course, an instance is when something is in more than one place at a time. And that's exactly what I want here. That way, I can make changes to the map in this slot, and it will also affect the material. Instance is what I want. Click OK. Now I'm seeing a 2D representation of the noise map. If you see something like this, that means you're working on a map and not a material. And in fact, you cannot assign a map directly to a model. You can only assign materials to models. So I can't actually drag this onto anything and expect that to work. However, I can select it and go into these parameters and adjust them. Let's say I'll set the size back up to 25 and press Enter, and you'll see that that is reflected in the material instantly. This is very helpful because you can break down a complex material into multiple sample slots and work on them independently without having to navigate back and forth, up and down through the shader tree. This chapter has been a basic introduction to mapping in the material editor. We've really only scratched the surface here, and there's quite a lot to be learned. But the 3ds Max interface is pretty intuitive, and so you'll have a lot of fun in building materials and applying them to objects in your own scenes.